everybody, to another Native Thoughts review. Native Thoughts is here reviewing another indie movie. But before I go on with the review, if you are listening to the exact same audio on SoundCloud Native Thoughts, you could watch the exact same video on YouTube Native Thoughts. Vice versa. Now I'm looking at the camera. If you are watching this video on YouTube Native Thoughts, you could go ahead and listen to it on SoundCloud Native Thoughts. See how it works? Easy. Two for two. Yeah. Anyways, Z for Zachariah, starring um, Margot Robbie, known as Harley Quinn at the moment, and Chris Pine, Captain Kirk, and Trill Ejiofor, Charlie the Slave. The guy from Charlie the Slave, you see him as coming as a good actor, fine African American black actor, Trill Ejiofor. I cannot say that fucking name. But Z for Zachariah stars Margot Robbie. Uh, as Anne, pretty much she is the last woman on earth. She is a farmer, she is a Christian, she is a religious person. Along the way, you see her from the beginning of the film how she is just trying to farm her land, build a gate. There's nobody on there. She's in the city with a hazardous mass and gas pump, air mass and whatnot. Breeding mass, and she's looking for goods for her home. She lives in this little farm that was built next to a chapel, until she bumps into Juechiao Ejiofor, who is a military. He walks up as with a hazard suit, and he pretty much he walks in with with radiation devices to see if there's any radiation, because as we go along with the film and from Ejiofor character, we've realized that there is a hazardous nuclear bomb that destroyed half the population. There is people alive just as Ejiofor, and he dives into the pond and not realizing the pond is contaminated until Anne comes to save him, giving him medicine that he has provided for a shot for himself, and little by little he came back to recuperation, and they end up bonding chemistry where later on the road they bumped into Chris Pine, another man on Earth, one of the last men's on Earth, who is a miner worker who got stuck in the cave where there was a bunker cave. Same with Edger, for character came from a bunker. Chris Pine character came from a bunker also. They both decided to leave to find something for civilization, for any hope at least, and that's where the movie pretty much ends, and that's how the movie pretty much begins. It pretty much is a last person on Earth film. It is pretty much a movie where it all depends on what route they decide to take. The one thing that's compliant by the movie is that Ejiofor really falls for Margot Robbie's character, Anne, in which being the last man on Earth that he's seen in years or months, and then being her, also there is going to be some relationship in there. One thing that's really interesting about the film is that Ejiofor is science. He's more about scientific, idealistic. Roby is more religious. She's more about, I made it because there is still God, and this place is blessed because of my dad used to be a preacher, so everything is here and is well taken care of because this is a land blessed by God. Ejiofor never complains with that. The one thing I realistically like about the movie that is so realistic is the fact that it feels very human like, in the sense that if you were the last person, you're not going to question about fate, or you're not going to question about science so much as when you're the last person on Earth, you are just happy to be alive and hopefully to make it. Then you have Chris Pine character coming in. Chris Pine character being again just a guy wandering around. He walks up. He again Roby just falling in love with Pine. She feels more sentimental feelings to Pine because Pine understands her a little bit more than for it, but there never is a big conflicts about it. There's never big arguments about it. But it's just she gets along because Pine is that country boy as much as like her. Ejiofor is more of a inner city guy, more of a science guy, And yeah, they there's a love triangle going on, but the love triangle never really fits, never really how you say, never affects the movie to make it in the movie longer or makes it slower. The one thing in the movie is already slower in the fact that the story takes a while to build up. As you go watching it, you realize that the story really has no meaning to it. It really is just a study of how these characters are, how they build a friendship and a bondship. By the end, it does have like a little, like not a cliff ending, but it does have like an ending that could have happened or could have not. You know, It's one of those where Chris Pine is not in the movie as much, but when he's in there, he works as well. The best ones are in here are Ejiofor and Roby and Margaret Robbie, whatever the fucking name is, Harley Quinn. But they both really just get along and they both understand each other, even though coming from different backgrounds, her being religious and him being scientific, it really works. The movie is shot beautifully. There's some beautiful scenes in the dark, in the pond, in the lake, the beautiful scenes outside. But one thing I have to say about the movie is like it is slow and it's really hard to understand and really hard to really get in there to pay attention to it because it is slow, but you do admire for where it is. The movie is not that long and it doesn't drag as much, but maybe a little bit more scenes with I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more upbeat, but it's a depressing type of movie. It's not as depressing as something like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maggie, which that one I found really dark and depressing. This one's a little bit more upbeat to that, but it could have been more. But as a review, as a whole to review, I have to say just watch this on Netflix. It feels like a Netflix movie that you're just gonna watch it at home. It is on currently VOD. I'll say if you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. But that's if you like slow apocalyptic movie in vein of Carriers, in vein of The Road, in that type of vein apocalyptic, because there is some really beautiful shot scenes, but it's mostly in that country zone, in that woods, in the in the deserted places far away, just ponds, rivers, lake, trees, and all that. It's all in the woods, it's all in the backwoods stuff, and it's really they work what they have as a movie in total. I do think it could have been picked up a little bit more, but it's a movie. It's okay, and it's on Netflix. That was just all I have to say. I mean, it's an okay movie. It's on Netflix. Not my favorite movie this year, but I appreciate Margot Robbie being looking at as a beautiful woman she is, with all the makeup and everything. How attractive she looked, from Wolf of Wall Street to Focus, and even Harley Quinn. How ugly they could make her look, but I mean, she's not ugly. They make her look just normal, and that's what I like about it. They make them look realistic, even though deep down you kind of think she is an attractive lady, outside all that makeup and outside all this outfit that she has. But you realize that everything's so realistically, and that's what I really have to say about Z for Zachariah. I hope you guys enjoy. Click, follow, like, doesn't matter, do all that shit, yeah. And hope you guys listen to my SoundCloud. Hope you guys watch my YouTube videos. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys just have a good time. Bye.